Welcome back to the channel. So if you find yourself as a freight broker agent, dispatcher, owner operator, and you work on a computer or laptop, and you find yourself typing the same thing over and over each day, well, I'm going to show you two apps that kind of do the same thing, and that will save you time and build consistency with your messaging to your customers and to your carriers and to other people you may communicate with. So let's introduce you to TextExpander and TextBlaze. There might be similar applications that are out there that will do the same thing, but I'm familiar with these two. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how they'll save you time and build that consistency. So you're a freight broker agent, dispatcher, freight broker, and you need to quote a customer or send an email. Often we do things repetitively, and often when we quote, a lot of people will quote directly from their TMS, transportation management software, which I highly encourage, but sometimes it does take a little bit longer to do. So sometimes they might have a thread from a customer and you don't want to break that email thread, so you just want to reply to the email. So let's take an example. Say this was an email thread, and this is just currently a blank screen. If I just type in the words .d and then quote, and look what happens. It inserted a nice little template that I created.
So it's basically below is your requested rate quote, equipment, 53 high cube dry van, commodity, shipping city, consignee city. Sorry, my Grammarly's kicking in here on the side here. I listed some conditions and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for the opportunity to quote, and inserted my signature.
And let's try another one here. I'll show you two more examples. So again, I just type in .f quote. And again, I got for a flatbed quote. And if you look here, I'll just make it large.
So I put some conditions, and again, you customize it. See how I put it in red? I said that this quote was based on legal width and height. If the overall height exceeds 13.6 or the width of 8'6", additional fees may be required. Possible extra fees may include, but not limited to, permits, pilots, and transit times. As a result, the longer transit time because of permits and pilots may cost extra, etc. You customize it
to your book of business. And the third one that I'll show you an example of that can be helpful to save you time is say you got a lane quote. So I just type in .dl quote, dry van lane quote. And so again, if I just come in here and I'll just make it larger so it's easy to see, see I inserted an actual table. So, it's not showing the whole columns here. I'm just for the ease of the video, I won't bore you with the details. But again, you can list your conditions. You can insert tables, equipment, etc. But see, like the table's got origin city, destination, miles, pounds, base rate, fuel surcharge, and your total. So you don't have to retype all this all the time. And the other thing, it builds consistency. Your emails look consistent. You're not missing details when you're rushing. If you utilize a template, you can build specific templates to the customers. If you have different customers that have different conditions that you need to apply to your quotes, you can build it. You can, as long as you make up the snippet. So let's introduce you to the two softwares that will assist you to be consistent and save you time. So let's discuss the two softwares that will assist you to get this speed up, basically save you time and build consistency in your messaging. These two I'm very familiar with. You might find others, but essentially the two are TextExpander, so TextExpander.com, and the second one is TextBlaze, which is blaze.today. So basically what both of them, how they work is, I'll give you an example in here. Once you have TextExpander in there, you basically create the little snippet, and then you give it a quote in here. So basically you just call it like say flatbed quote down here, and then you put an abbreviation that you can remember. See .f quote, things of that nature. So you just have to come up with your, like here I created .dl quote, .d quote, and then .f quote. So you could do this for reefer, less than truckload. So essentially my suggestion is each one is beneficial. The only big difference between the two that I can tell you is this. TextBlaze only works in Google Chrome, and it does not work on all devices like iOS, Android. It only works as a plugin to Google Chrome. So you have to add the plugin in here. They offer a free version on the TextBlaze. There is a paid version, which we'll talk about the pricing momentarily, but it's a plugin and it only works when you're using Google web-based documents. So if you're using Google Docs, your TMS, anything that's in a web browser, TextBlaze will work. The reason, and I was using TextBlaze, but the reason I use TextExpander is because it will work if you're using a Word document any program outside of Google websites, it will work on there. So if you have a variety of different things, Excel spreadsheets and different programs that you're using where you may want to add snippets of information like repeating, like say you have weekly meetings, or you have replies to carriers, like say how to, you want to send your invoice reminders or requesting PODs, certain things that you're typing. Anytime you think, hey, I've typed this before more than once, turn it into a snippet and it will save you time. Also, by you creating the snippets like I've done here, it allows you to build that consistency, right? So in here, this is I'll just increase the font size so it's a little easier to see. But see, I created the consistency with conditions. Like for example, rate subject to access the delivery address by semi-truck and trailer. Please advise they can sign 1 or 2 flag persons. This was a quote I done to a site, so that they're going to need some flag people to assist in it. And then I specifically stated the driver will park as closely as possible in there. And then like for example, if I was to just go like this, just Control A and delete this. Okay, I'll just put in the dot F quote. Okay, so if you look here, what I've done on my conditions, again, what's the beauty of this? You totally customize it. See, I put conditions like this quote is based on legal width and height. If the overall height exceeds 13'6" or the width of 8'6", additional fees would be required. Possible fees include, but not limited to, permits, pilot vehicles, transit times will take longer. Carrier has load longer than planned. The carrier may charge extra for extra days required. So the idea is you can build a real nice, consistent template however you want. And then as a conclusion here to show you before I get to there is the pricing. So you're thinking, well, how does this save me time? How much is it going to cost? Well, on TextExpander, it's $333 a month if you pay annually. And again, it works on all Mac, Windows, and iOS devices. The Android they're working on, but it's not public yet. So they're working on it, but it's not public, not live yet, I should say. So $333 a month for an individual. Business for teams of up to 9 users, but typically if you're a small brokerage, just pay for individual, $333. And TextBlaze is $2.99 for the Pro per month billed annually. Okay, so pretty nominal fee. And both companies, if I've had technical issues, I can email them. They get back to me, and also both companies have excellent learning guides. And there's all kinds of stuff you can do. There's much more complex things that you can do with adding dates and times and there's a whole bunch of things you can do. But for simple replies or creating an email with a consistent format, that is what it does. And I'll show you an example like this. See, I type in the word .like and watch what will happen. Just give it a second and look at that. So it allowed me, by typing the word .like, I put, please, and then subscribe, like, share. I added 3 images. And boom. So if you want to add your company logos in your, in there, things of that nature, you're more than welcome to be as creative as you like when you're working with TextExpander and TextBlaze. And if you look at TextBlaze on their website, explore the websites, but look, it says it saves top users over 28 hours per month. So for a few bucks a month, it can save you time and build consistency. Hope you enjoyed the video.